All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Bring the Juice podcast. I'm your host, Frank Dalena. Today, we are here with some of the original Juice guests. Yes, Rome was not built in a day. We'll talk about Rome later. But today, as we approach 100 episodes, this is not episode 100, but we're close enough to where I brought on episode 1 and episode 2, two of my good buddies, Fresno State Bulldogs studs, Juice, just ambassadors at this point. George Helmuth and Kyle Riddering.
First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go.
Fellas, good to see you. We've come a long way since the pool table in my mom's basement. Welcome to Bring the Juice.
Looks a little different now.
It looks very different.
Yeah.
Turn the lights
Good for
on.
you. Yeah, I know. You got the whole production now. It looks got the jerseys up here.
Well, before I get too far into this, and I want to, we've been growing. And as you know, we had that one bank that sponsors us. They were called Fresno First Bank. They are now called FFB Bank. It's the same bank. You walk in, they treat you personal, they give you a great customer experience, they take care of you. They're the place they're going to elevate you. They are the Valley's Bank. But just like Bring the Juice, how we started local and are going national, FFB Bank has gone from Fresno to national. That's why they got that rebranding. They're continuing to help the people of the Valley, but they're even bigger than that, just like Bring the Juices. So shout out to FFB Bank. We appreciate you. All right, fellas. Listen, I wanted to have a little recap because these last few months at this point have been a little exotic. The juice has been hot.
You've been flying everywhere. Nebraska, Dallas.
I just want to point out the juice is hot. The juice
National
is hot.
juice.
We have had a couple big scenarios. I wanted to do just like, hey, let's come back to earth real quick, man.
Oh.
Don't forget where you came from.
Oh.
And we had a couple Dallas trips. We had a few flights. Got married in there. Went to Italy.
Hello.
Went to
Yes.
Italy.
Hello.
Peekaboo. When had started onion harvest. We're in it to win it. And I just want to know, since you guys were the first two guests of Bring the Juice, what have you seen develop in the brand itself, and do you think that it is still in the room for growth at this point? Kyle, I want to start with you because you got the nice hat on. That's a good canal surfing hat. That's
great.
George, you're going to have to answer this one too.
So, I mean, it's been crazy to watch everything grow and kind of watch this thing that when we did the first episodes, we were just in your parents' basement just kind of messing around, and now it's, it's become this whole brand that kind of represents the Valley and kind of, is continuing to grow. And, I mean, you got the fight coming up. There's all sorts of different things, and it's going to be – I wanted to ask you, what's – what else is in store here? How do you plan to kind of grow the brand? You got a lot of things going right now, and it's been really exciting to watch.
I appreciate that. George, you're going to answer this question too, but I'm going to answer Kyle's first. It is one of those things where, we had the golf tournament. It was awesome.
Right.
I wanted to help Fresno State.
Incredible.
Loved it.
In the rain.
It was in the rain, which honestly, one of the best things about that day was the people who came to support and the people that were playing in it. They were like, this couldn't be more on brand. Gritty. Good. And we had a successful event, even though I think 7 teams finished the entire round of golf that day. Everyone had a good time. We raised money for a cause that I believe in, and we all love Fresno State. We're passionate about it. We're alumni. We're here to stay. But, I wanted to say, hey, let me challenge myself. This boxing event, which I want to get into once George answers this question. Basically, I needed to challenge myself. I launched the Juice Foundation, which, Kyle, thank you for being on the board of directors of. We appreciate your service. I want to get into all that this episode, but I want to keep challenging myself. And it's hard, and the higher you climb that mountain, the more people want to knock you off that mountain. And also, the higher you climb, the steeper that grade gets to chase greatness, like you guys know. But I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And what's our formula been our whole life? Put your head down and work. Keep going. Be consistent about it. And honestly, there is no secret formula, man. Just keep your head down and work. Be consistently doing it. And shit, good things happen over time.
Keep pumping.
George.
Original question, because that was a long answer to his question. What was your question?
Bring the Juice has grown since our parents' basement.
Yes.
What do you think the room for growth is for Bring the Juice? What's it been like looking as a guy who is literally like, you're episode 1.
I'm episode 1.
Wow.
Okay.
Uno.
If I could tell you,
Sorry.
like, if you were to tell me from episode 1 to what now we're at 100, like where this would
Almost.
be by now,
Deep 90s.
I don't know if I could have seen it. But obviously you did because we're here now. But you've captivated a lot of people from the Valley. You see Bring the Juice sweaters, hats, all that stuff everywhere. You've had some amazing guests on. But I don't know what's next. You've had a freaking golf tournament, a combine, now a fight coming up. Like, big things are happening.
Let's get into the fight. So I got these posters. If you drive within a 100-mile radius of the Bring the Juice studio, check these out. Zoom in on that. Oh. Anyways, we got this fight coming up, man. And like I said, we had such a good turnout for the golf tournament. The combine was a learning experience. We had a combine last year consisting of a vertical, a 40, and a bench press. And honestly, it was a success because it happened. I wanted more people to come. It was probably 115 that day. It was so disgustingly hot.
Oh my gosh.
No one was in school. I'm not making excuses for myself, but I learned a lot off of this, off of throwing an event. And I'm very thankful to have people in my corner who came to make it a fun experience. Because anyone who was there had a great time. Golf tournament, like we talked about, was great, but weather kicking my ass. Guess what? You can't have bad weather when you're inside a casino. And Table Mountain Casino, they redid it. It looks absolutely badass. But I wanted to challenge myself. I said, hey, let's have a boxing event. I want to figure out how to do this. So, I'm friends with a few boxers from the Valley, and I said, let's figure out how we can make this work. I knew 2 things. 1, I want to have another event. 2, I wanted to launch my nonprofit. Let's do it all at once. So I got paired up with Gonzalez Boxing. They're out of Madera. Great gym. If you're looking to box, that's the only place to go. It's not even close. Shout out to Gonzalez Boxing. But Gonzalez Boxing is basically a gym structured within the USA Boxing system that I said, hey, I want to grow my brand. I'll be the name, the title, the boxing ring. I will help raise the money, bring in the sponsors, get people to come, use my platform as best I can. And with that, I want to have a great show to grow, Bring the Juice. But because I started my nonprofit, the Juice Foundation, one thing it does is it helps sports programs such as Gonzalez Boxing. We want to get them new boxing gloves. We want to get them. They have a scholarship fund they're trying to work with. That is a prime example, of the Juice Foundation wanting to better the opportunity for young Valley athletes to be the best version of themselves they could possibly be. So, long-winded, but July 15th at Table Mountain Casino Resort, Bring the Juice, hosted by Gonzalez Boxing, 20 fights. 20 fights.
20 fights.
20 fights. Three rounds, 3 minutes a round. I could not be more excited about it. And I think people think I'm crazy for trying to put on this challenge of having a successful boxing event. If you think I'm crazy, you don't know me. You should know that by now. You should know that about me by now. But boxing, what do we think? Hyped?
Oh,
Are we hyped?
It's going to be.
Are we hyped?
It's gonna be incredible, dude. I mean, you and I have been to some of the Jose Ramirez fights in town, dude. Those things are an awesome time.
Poppin'.
Like those things are. That's when was the last other time you saw the Save Mart Center that full? I mean, that place is rocking for a Jose Ramirez fight.
People of the Valley love boxing.
Oh yeah.
What about the fact there's never been a boxing match at Table Mountain Casino?
So this is the first one for them.
First one.
You're christening it.
Do you think? So I had to pick a venue. Do you think there's any additional hype the fact it is at a casino, a brand new casino too?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people want to get out there and go check out the.
Check it out.
It's
a
good
little.
excuse to get out there, go check out the casino. I don't know how many, maybe somebody hasn't been out there yet, but it's going to be a good time. It's a great venue to have it. You got the food.
We were there for the Fresno State Football alumni dinner.
We had a great time.
Had a great time there.
And I think for like average fighting fans, you definitely associate casinos with fighting. Everyone
So,
think,
that's what I'm
UFC,
saying.
Vegas.
I'm thinking like if I'm going to go watch Floyd Mayweather fight at MGM in Vegas, that's not like a just a I'm going to a sporting event. That's I am packing maybe a tuxedo depending where I'm sitting. I'm packing a fit.
Oh yeah,
right.
You gotta go there.
I'm packing a fit. If I'm going with the boys, we're gonna get rowdy. If I'm going with my woman, I'm gonna be looking nice. She's gonna be wearing some tight. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Shit. Maybe I'm crazy. But I'm saying is like it's its own vibe having it at a casino. If I were to have it at Selin Arena, yeah, you'd build up the hype and it's cool and it's it's for the kids and nonprofit, blah blah. Hey man, this casino, it's kind of a Vegas vibe.
It's the first one too.
It's the first one.
It's brand new. You got rooftop bar.
Yeah.
Rooftop bar. You got the lights. Hey, we just we're
little gambling, little blackjack,
little blackjack.
And guess what? Like, you know what you can't do at Selin Arena? You can, if you get too drunk at Table Mountain, you can get a room and stay there tonight.
Oh,
actually, call Table Mountain up, use code Bring the Juice, and get a discount on a room at Table Mountain Casino.
Boom.
Ooh.
I know I got mine. I'm actually renting out the penthouse.
Big time.
Someone's got to stay in it that night.
Air mattresses.
Hey, it's cool if we crash, right?
Yeah.
What is your guys'? Are you guys casino men at all? I've seen your family at casino.
My family, my brothers like to gamble. I stick to the roulette table. Once I get unlucky, I'm out.
Talk to me about your roulette playing experience, George.
Okay, my roulette playing experience was watching Josh Hokett play in Vegas.
Okay.
And Josh was up big. I think he was up 3,000.
This is Vegas Bowl?
We went to go watch the Conor McGregor-Poirier fight.
Oh, that's nice.
We just so happened to meet Josh's family there, totally random. But Josh was on the roulette table, went up 3,000, lost all of it, took 1,500 out the ATM, went up again, and lost it all again. But his brother had this methodology.
Rule of thumb: the house always wins.
Always wins.
They don't build the casinos because they're losing money. It is not a losing venture.
Kyle, do you dabble in gambling at all?
No, not really.
Really?
Dude,
I swear.
I mean, I'll go to the casino. If we're at the casino.
Okay,
with the
let's say you're at
fellas,
Table Mountain Casino for the Bring the Juice boxing event.
and
and
maybe play a couple hands.
What are you playing?
Little
Blackjack?
Spanish 21.
Little Spanish 21.
Spanish 21 up at table.
Why do you pick Spanish over
You got better
non-Spanish?
odds.
Okay.
Better odds. I don't know exactly how that works, but you got better odds. I remember someone told me that one time.
Yeah. So one time somebody told you that. Now you're a
Now
Spanish
we're rolling
blackjack
on
player.
Spanish. Yeah.
Me and Kyle went to a wedding in Tahoe, and everybody was gathered around the craps table.
that's
and
fun.
the only two dudes not gambling are me and him because we don't know how it works.
Oh, and craps is like the easiest way. You start losing money in craps, it's out of there quick.
You know what though, and I say this, I've said this on the pod. The reason craps is my favorite game to gamble with at casinos is because I at least feel like I control my own destiny.
You get to
Listen,
make
man.
decisions.
Somewhat.
Listen, man. If I pick up those dice and I say I'm rolling an 8, but I mess up and I don't roll an 8, that's my ass at that point.
Yeah.
Now, if some guy at Table Mountain Casino, I'm playing blackjack, and he's showing, a 2 showing for him, and I got 20 in the hole, and he boom, 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 rips off 6 cards, somehow gets 21. Now I feel a little attacked. I feel like, hang on. I didn't see you shuffle that at some point. Yeah, this little machine does it, right? Does it not? You could count cards pretty fast these days. How do I know I'm not fugazi'd out right now at this point? I don't know. I feel like I control my own destiny when I.
Well, craps is fun.
Shoot
too, 'cause
us,
you got
shoot
that-
us.
everyone's around the table.
That's juice. That's casino juice.
Yeah, that's casino juice right
casino
there. Dude. You
juice
got
right
a
there.
table behind you too, and you're like on a hot one.
Yeah,
Ooh, dude. That's
you start hooting, hollering, yelling, being like,
dude. Then it becomes a little bit of a team game.
everyone,
everyone's
start
kind
calling
of in on it.
five.
Yeah.
I need a 5, need a 5, need a 5, need a
Dude,
5.
everyone's kind of in on it. That's a fun dynamic.
Vibe.
Piggybacking on this, do you do any sports betting?
I dabble.
I don't dabble because I feel like I would be totally consumed.
So my experience with sports betting, when I was living in Utah, so we were done playing football at this point, totally legal. People would hit me up all the time and be like, "Hey, what do you think of this game?" And I would be right because we were so fresh at being out of it, and there's certain situations in college football where I'm like, I know what that guy is like. Take a mid-tier Pac-12 team who's going to play at Hawaii.
Oh,
And they're favored by 24.5.
Yeah,
No.
that's a tough game
Dude,
to go win. We know.
that is a
rain
tough,
delay.
Yeah, dude,
it is hard to win on the island.
Hard to win on the rock, baby.
Dude,
hard to
I'm
win on
telling
the
you,
rock.
there's certain things. The red bandana game, Boston College.
Oh,
Cool jerseys. I love those jerseys.
yeah.
They're for a reason. The man with the red bandana from 9/11.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
This
Means
guy
one more.
played. This guy played sports at BC. Became a fireman. Was in one of the buildings. That got hit. Knew he was gonna die, no matter what. The building was going down.
Yeah.
But he had an opportunity to take people in that were stuck and rescue them out. He went back like 3 times. Third time, boom. He never came back. But and everyone says that nobody said like, "Oh my God, this guy with the red bandana saved me." They found all the people that passed away in that from the 9/11, and basically there was enough stories that circled back that, hey, this guy with the red bandana, he saved my life.
Yeah.
And it just so happened he used to rock the red bandana that I think it was his dad or his grandpa or somebody in his life gave him, and he carried with him his whole life. And he was a badass athlete at Boston College. Red bandana game. I think they won. They covered the spread, I think, 15 years in a row.
Wearing those uniforms.
Army, Navy. So, take the under.
Did Todd Beamer go to Fresno State?
I'm not sure.
The 9/11 story made me think of Todd Beamer, and this being a Valley-based podcast. He was on the Flight 93.
Yeah.
So he was one of the guys that
so.
went and tackled the hijackers, and then they crashed the plane.
Wow.
Yeah, the
Pennsylvania.
Park, yeah.
Wow.
Valley's
Well,
everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Values everywhere. I mean, as patriarchals are getting, 4th of July is coming up when this episode drops.
Nice hat.
Sweet hat.
Check out
Nice
the
hat, dude.
Bring the Jews
It's a
4th
nice
of July
hat.
merch. God bless America. We are patriotic on this show. We love our country. God, family, football, country,
Farming.
farming, juice. Check out the hats, though, for real. And God bless America. Fellas, talking boxing more, making this fight card. So Gonzalez Boxing is handling that side of things. I am trying to get people there. I want people to be rocking Bring the Juice, rocking boxing, Bring the Juice stuff, all of this. We got some sweet merch for this event. I also confirmed today I'm giving free tickets to the entire Fresno State football team. They're going to have their own section. It's not ringside exactly, but it's I'm going to call it
Can't have the boys that close
I'm
to
gonna
the
call,
face, you know?
I'm going to call it the Red Wave section.
right.
They're going to have a good time. I hope they have a good experience out of this, and I'm excited off of it. One thing we got to do off the golf tournament too is me. I know, Kyle, you were big time with the scholarship, but being a walk-on, you don't get to eat the same as scholarship players originally. The volunteered walk-ons that helped me for the golf tournament, I was able to cover their tab so they could eat like scholarship players for the last semester. And I reached out to a guy named Huge who runs that side of things.
The man.
The man.
The man.
And basically, I'm going to do the same thing so that they're going to get to eat through season and stuff. But they got to work the event a little bit.
Huge,
You
dude.
should.
That's huge.
move a few things.
That
Move
is
a few
huge. But
things.
you should ask Huge to sing the national anthem for the fights.
Oh,
Dude, I might. I need someone. Justin
Are
Fields.
we ready for those pipes, dude? That's,
Dude, Justin Fields might do it. We talked about it. We
Sing the
dabbled on the
national anthem?
podcast. He's a singer.
Oh, I
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
that. I did not know that.
Did you not listen to the episode?
It's just released right last week. We're catching up here.
You think you know a guy. Anyways, so the fight itself, though, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm handling the promo. Talked about that. But matchup-wise, I'm not handling, exactly USA boxers. There's guys flying from out of state to come fight. This is a big fight, man. From the USA boxing stature, boxing is very specific where you either are amateur or professional. So like Jose Ramirez cannot go fight in the Olympics. So there's guys who are chasing that Olympic dream. There's an Olympics coming up to where these guys are at the top of their tier. They're going to try to fight in the Olympics to represent Team USA. And if they make it, great. But if they don't, they're turning pro right away because they can start making money off their fights.
Yeah.
So this is a USA boxing sanctioned event. And but it's for charity, man. So there's a couple like
So does this count against the record or on the record, or is it just exhibition?
This is This
no.
counts on the record.
If you're 20-0 and you win, you get a belt.
Yeah.
And you're 21 and
Bring
0.
the juice belt.
Hey, Jake, can you pay me that one of those belts over there when you get a chance? But let's just talk matchups, okay? I'm thinking of
hypothetical.
good
Oh, look at that.
hypothetical.
Hypothetical. Whoa.
Hey, before we get into that,
Dude.
check out those belts. You guys get that? You zoom in on that. Check those puppies out, baby. What did that? Was that weight? 25 pounds?
Dude,
30
this
pounds?
This thing's a
Yeah.
real deal.
Yeah,
You got the felt on the other side.
that's real
yeah.
snakeskin. That's real snakeskin. Hey, look, you got the fell. I had to kill like 6 mountain goats for this to happen. Anyways, so
I mean, it's heavy, dude. You
God,
gotta-
I can't even hold it. Let's just talk matchups that would be iconic in the Valley. So I had Terry Toomey on last week, and there's chatter of Terry wanting to fight in this as a celebrity, and
Ooh.
I originally called him out to fight Coach Tedford. It's for charity. It's for the kids, right?
Yeah.
And he recommended the mayor, Jerry Dyer. He goes, me and the Fresno State Athletic Director versus Mayor Jerry Dyer.
That might be the matchup right there, man.
Former
Who would
police
you
officer
take?
and a former
Who would you
D
take?
lineman.
Oh,
I don't even know.
I gotta
see him warm up and hit the pads or something.
I don't know.
I feel like Terry played Division I football.
Yeah.
he did.
Don't act like he didn't. Now, I think Jerry's a little more still likes to hit the
A little
bags.
more explosive.
Get in real close.
But
He
hey,
does-
but Terry, you got to think he was a D lineman. He's got those
Yeah,
heavy
he knows-
hands.
I feel like he's
man.
got some reach.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's got those heavy hands too, man.
He
Those are
I
gonna
think he's
be
got a
some-
chin. I think he's got a chin.
Oh.
We'll go headgear. Okay, so
what?
I'm gonna take my boy Terry on that one. I'm gonna take my boy Terry.
I feel like Terry has a bigger gas tank, so I think Jerry might tire out after round one. And
Yeah,
that's when
Jerry. If Terry could survive round one of that fight, I think he wins. If the mayor knocks him out though first round, I don't know what to say. But I think it's worth it. Odds, I would say you would
Does
probably
that guarantee re-election?
Yeah, I think the mayor. I think the starting odds of that fight would be he'd be favored. Money line would be minus like 185.
for Jerry.
Jerry, yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I would think-
heavy, dude. I
yeah,
don't think it would be that much.
I think you're selling
Really?
Terry short.
I think
I
it's
think
a-
Terry might be the favorite.
I think. Well, I don't know. I think that's a good matchup.
It
I
is
think
a good
that's
matchup.
a pretty. I think
It's heads up. Okay, what about so we had the next one, Coach Tedford. We would do like 30-second rounds. These guys are a little bit more
what are
seasoned.
you trying to say about him, dude?
Yeah, why'd you preface it before you said?
Come on now, kid still got it.
Wait, because of his competitor, Pat Hill. Coach Jeff Tedford versus Pat Hill in a boxing match at Bring the Juice Boxing. It's not going to happen, but it might. I'm going to ask him. Who would win that and how many rounds?
I'll say this: Pat Hill
He's
is
a former O-line coach, dude. Those guys are tough.
But Pat Hill's like he's not leaving anything. I mean,
He's going in there to die.
yeah, exactly. Good day to die kind of thing, man.
You think Tedford's not?
Tedford is tough, but he was also a quarterback.
How about this too? What if it was bare knuckle and you got to win your bowl rings and championship rings as part of your ammunition? Who would win that?
Jim Sweeney would beat them both.
Yeah.
All right, George. I mean, I'd say that fight though, just because Tedford, I think he's a little more youthful. I think he's got a little more. I think Pat has the grit. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I think Teddy's still like he's got that secret. I think Teddy pumps out at least 100 push-ups every day.
Are we taking this fight like with any? Is there like a training camp to this, or is this just straight
everyone
up
gets
off the
6
street?
weeks. Everyone gets 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, they spar together. They do everything. They're equally 6 weeks out.
Okay.
I would take Tedford minus 140 money line.
Okay.
I'd probably take that too.
Yeah. What about all the almond growers in the valley versus all the pistachio growers in the valley? And I know there's crossover, but you have to claim one. Who do
There
you
is
think?
crossover, so.
I'm gonna go with the almond guys.
What's
dude.
I got George Holland over everybody.
A little bias, no
Hey,
bias.
former motocross champ. The guy's tough. All right.
Is he, is he a big uppercutter, you think?
No, he's just tough. Doesn't
Just
say a lot.
Gritty.
I don't think you could win any of these fights we're discussing off of points either. Like there is no like, oh yeah, I just didn't get hit, I won. Like it needs to be a knockout.
Who
Knockout.
looks more messed up at the end of the fight? He's the loser.
It'll be a
has more
plausometer.
blood on it?
It'll be a plausometer. It's not
Which
like
one was more bloody?
Yeah.
that's a hard one because I don't know the numbers. What about chick fights?
I got the
Who's some chicks in the valley? I mean, I could use so my wife and my brother's girlfriend get confused very regularly because they look very similar, very good personalities, similar height, weight, morale. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what though, I've seen my wife pissed off, man.
Hell, half no.
Been
fury.
married like 8 weeks now. So far, so good.
Wait,
No
who's
complaints.
the former mayor of Fresno? She was a lady, Ashley.
Swearingen.
And then what's the DA's name?
Smitkamp.
Oh, Lisa Smitkamp.
I think I take Smitkamp.
Well, you got Lisa Smitkamp versus the old mayor.
Yes,
Ashley Swearingen. That might be.
I got Smitkamp.
Yeah.
I got Smitkamp.
Dude, when she came and presented to us.
When she talked to the football team, she's
Dude, no
Tough lady.
messing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No messing around.
We could get as into that as we'd like, but that's crazy.
So let me ask you this. So you've almost coming up on 100 episodes here.
Yeah. That's a long time.
It's a lot of episodes.
Triple
here.
digits.
So what have been the most surprising episodes to you? Where you like walked away, like you weren't going into it, and you like walked away, and you were like, "Wow, the boys were going."
I would say there's a few. If I had to digest it,
you did invite Danny Woodhead to your wedding, so that must have been a good pod.
dude. So I would say just ripping it off top. Cyrus Tuatelli, you guys know we played with.
Yeah.
Eclectic guy.
We had a dog ran. We were talking. We were still in the basement at that time.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking, and a dog ran in. And I asked a question, and the dog ran in, and he stared at the dog for like 45 seconds. And it was like, I said, Cyrus, like, bro, you good? And
Snap out of it.
He's like, what the? He's like, that was one. You know, for sure, Danny Woodhead was very, for me, being, you know, a 5'8" white guy growing up playing football.
Yeah.
That was a cool, like, wow. If I didn't start Bring the Juice, would I ever drink beers with Danny Woodhead? No.
Probably not.
Probably not. But now, like, we give each other Christmas cards. I sent him some hats. We're going golfing soon.
Dude.
I did invite him to
He's
my
a
wedding.
good golfer, right?
Good golfer?
Right?
Good golfer?
Something like that.
Good golfer. This
He's
guy.
all right.
The best thing Danny Woodhead said was comparing scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl to flop shotting a 60 2 feet from the pin in a professional tournament.
Dude.
If you golf, you know what we're talking about. You know, these away trips have been interesting. There's a lot in between. I mean, interviewing Coach Tedford, who at one point in my life was such a, you know, man I wanted to make proud as a coach because I was a walk-on who needed to earn a scholarship in the middle of a coaching change where I thought it was already earned. Mm-hmm. So me and him had a pretty unique scenario, and like not a lot of people know this, but when I originally got put on scholarship, he kind of reimbursed me a little bit to where we worked it out. But basically, I got a check that was bigger than
Worked it out, you know. We made a little deal.
I got a check that was
Hey,
bigger
you
than
know.
I got a check that
Well, on the top.
I got a check that ended up paying for my wife's engagement ring, which was
Oh.
kind of cool.
There we go.
And we respected each other, and we were friends. And I mean, you guys are, you know, two of my best friends. Like, it's easy to talk to you, but it's one of those things where when you go from like your first time meeting Tedford and you're in his office, his eyes are just a little like deeper in his skull, and he's kind of
right through
he's
you,
not
dude.
Yeah.
from. I feel like people think he's such an easy, approachable man, which he is. But like, you understand when you played football for this man, there's no BS.
Standard now.
There's a standard. There's no BS. You better own your role. You better
He's
show
asking
up.
deep
And
cutting questions, and you're like,
Yeah.
how do I answer this?
Yeah.
you want to impress him. And I'll never forget, you know, there was his first semester at Fresno State. We had spring ball, and then there was meetings after. You guys remember those meetings?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
this the palm tree story?
Yeah. There's never been, I don't think there's ever been cuts like that in Fresno State history. I want to say like 26 guys got cut that day or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
And
It's like Colorado this
yeah,
year.
yeah. And
He bought his bags. They were Louis.
you know, we were coming off a 1-11 season. Like, I understand, but I had a great spring, and being a redshirt freshman on that 1-11 team, like I held my own. I traveled. I got in enough to where I was like, I'm on teams and shit. Anyways, we go through spring, and you go upstairs to these meeting rooms, and the 6 guys before me, I'm sitting on these black couches
With the Bulldogs.
with the Bulldogs.
Got the Bulldogs on.
And these 6 guys ahead of me all come out emotional. They're getting cut. and I'm the last meeting of the day. And I'm just like, dude, I thought I had a good spring. I trust my gut. I do everything right. I have a good GPA. I've never been late. I've always done my job. And I'm just, my whole life, all I want to do is play football with the Fresno State Bulldogs. And I've done it for 2 years at this point. And, but the writing's on the wall, right? And Tedford just like, he goes, your family farms, right? First thing he says. I'm like, yeah, we farm onions. He goes, why do some guys, he goes, I go to Los Banos. I drive through Los Banos.
Just
sometimes.
the 152. It's all palm trees along the side.
He's like, why do they got palm trees every once in a while out there? And I'm just like, that's our first word, like case of discussion. Like, are you trying to get that out of me before you're like, hey,
so
man?
I'm not getting
right. And I'm not joking. And you could ask Ted for this, and I'll have him back on the pod. We'll discuss it. Like, we talked about farming for like 30 minutes, and then the last 6 minutes, he goes, "Yeah, you're doing everything right. Keep working hard. You know, you got to find your spot, get in where you fit in, make some shit happen. Blah blah blah. You're good." He goes, "I'm not gonna lie, it was tough, but you did everything right." And I was just like, holy shit, man. So having Tedford on, and I went into full circle.
Well, when we were episode 1 and 2, we thought Tedford was retired forever.
Yeah.
And since then to now, he's come back and he's leading Fresno State to another Mountain West championship and another bowl game win against a Pac-12 team.
Lots happened.
Yeah.
He's going to do it again. This year.
Another one.
Another one.
I like being able to have him on, have that experience with him as a coach, playing for him, having a relationship as a young alumni with him, and then inviting him to my wedding and him actually coming to just everything in between. That was a really cool episode for me personally. Obviously, in recent news, people ask about like the Baby Gronk experience. Honestly, got a lot of haters from it. Got a lot of supporters from it though too.
Yeah.
And if I had to comment anything on it, one thing I was, contemplating about addressing was people were asking, like, why would you have a fourth grader on your podcast? And the only thing I will respond is this. One, everybody that day was nice. The dad, Jake, is nice. The kid is very nice. Madden. Two, why would you have him on? I'm a young green podcast, right? I was in Dallas already to go. We flew to Dallas. We had like five? Jake, what do we have? 5 or 6 episodes lined up? We had like 5 episodes lined up for Dallas because I was getting married, so I needed to rip these off.
Yeah, I remember that.
To get married, go to my honeymoon, and then start onion harvest. I needed these episodes, so we lined it up perfect. Shout out to Michael Walker for that, helping us out. And we got connected with Baby Gronk. DMs happened. We agreed on a time. He shows up. Why would you take that interview? Is what I want to talk about, and it's just like the week before he was hanging out with LSU gymnast Livy Dunn, who she has millions of followers.
I was gonna say, dude, there's tons of other people that have been.
This dude's got pictures with like Nick Saban, Kirby Smart. He's getting into
100 offers,
dude. I mean, say what you want.
Wait, did you say his name was Madden?
His name's Madden.
Wow. His dad definitely, when he was born, he thought of all this.
He owns up to it. Like, I'm not saying they're bad people at all. They're definitely nice. And I do think there's a lot of dads out there that are very passionate about helping their kid in all ways, shape, and form. And sometimes it could get,
Well, sometimes you think time and place. The kid's, 10 years old?
He's in 4th grade, yeah. But like,
so like people will draw parallel lines to like LeVar Ball and his sons. But like when you heard about his kids, they were all college athletes, about borderline professional athletes.
They were still in high schools. I think the youngest one was like in 7th grade. So he's a little bit ahead of the curve. But like being such a young podcast, the fact he's hanging out with celebrities, he's hanging out with, like Little something rapper.
But do you think when you get that
stuff.
much internet notoriety, you lose juice? Like you lose hunger as you go into those formative years of high school and being a teenager?
So one of my questions, like preparing for the interview, preparing for the interview, I was going into it thinking, okay, there is this kid who is claiming to be the best 4th grader in the country, and he is hanging out with celebrities, but also, and I say this playing college football at this point, dude, it was hard in high school to be able to get in a visit to a school where you got to try on the jerseys and actually meet the coaches. Like, he's not doing this, and I'm not discrediting Fresno State. Mm-hmm. He's doing this at Georgia. in Missouri. He's doing it at the SEC and in the Pac-12 and in the Big 12, and like not discrediting the smaller young not as known schools out there, but like.
But don't you think that has more to do with internet being popular on the internet than anything with football camps?
I took the interview because everyone is hyping him up. So I'm like, let me talk to the quote unquote best fourth grader
Let's check it out.
in the world. And I wanted to ask him, like, dude, how are you trying to elevate yourself and chase greatness? The interview, it is what it is. It's done. It is what it is. But one of my questions, because he had a video the week before where he wanted to forego high school and go straight to college. And that's a very wild thing for anybody who's ever played football, because
each level from Pop Warner to high school,
seventh grade to eighth grade,
the game gets faster. So if you skip a whole high school period of that, you're going to go to college. You're like, this thing is moving so fast, I can't catch up.
From your sophomore season of varsity to your junior season in varsity, the timing's different. You could be a stud at one of the better high schools in your area in Division I level, and you go to your first college football practice, and dude, I don't know about you guys, your first college football practice, you are like, what is going on? In pads, especially.
Well, dude, you're going from high school, and then you go to, like, at least for Fresno State for us, it was like, oh shoot, every guy out here was the best at his high school. Every guy you're playing against was the
MVP.
Best dude that you played against in high school. And it's the same thing in the NFL. You go to the NFL and it's like, not that I would ever know, but it's like you go to the NFL and it's like, I'm playing against the best dudes that I played against in college and guys that have been doing this for years professionally.
Well, and like you played football, guys on the field talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He has, because of what him and his dad are doing, he has opened himself up to so much. He's a big target.
And
there's a lot of ammunition people are going to just come out with. So I hope he's like really, as he gets older, it gets really mentally tough.
It is a mental game to where, and you put a target on your back to where, I wish them the absolute best. I really do, because they were nothing but nice. I do believe the dad loves his kid and all that. And they were great people. And the kid is not bad at football. Like, the kid's got some tape of 7-on-7 stuff. But I do agree with you in the sense of where the louder you are. I mean, we used to play against schools. I remember playing against Edison one year where they were talking crap on Twitter. And we, on our scouting report, circled a couple numbers being like, this dude thinks he's hot shit. Like, let's make sure we make him look silly that game. You're putting a target on your back to where there's going to be a
The thing is, Frank, like, say you play Edison, you get ran over, that clip maybe circulates amongst some of your friends. This kid plays in a game, gets run over, it's going to be viral on the internet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
do you think let's say you're an opposing team's coach. This is just like testosterone at this point, and I'm hyping up my team. You're saying, hey, that Instagram star, I got 3 Gatorades that I'm trying to give away to whoever's wanting to knock his block off or whatever it might be. He's gonna have a bounty on him eventually. But I think he is, like I said, I don't want people to think that I regret talking to him, because I don't. I have no regrets. The way the interview went down, it went down. It is what it is. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't care enough to...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I like, it is what it is. Like, I like, that's the situation. I just wanted people to be like, why would you take that? Like, dude, the kid is getting in some big locker rooms, some big names. Like,
why would they take him?
I'm a young podcast. This kid has 300,000 plus followers. They were nice people. It is what it is. It is what it is. They are who they are. Juice is going to stay who we are. The only thing I would transition to is, who is Fresno State at this point? The culture. Tedford's back. We come off a championship. Before you answer, though, I got to give a quick shout out to our friends at Manscaped. Manscaped, you guys take care. You guys take care of your guys' manhood. Yeah, you guys are good looking guys. You guys look like you do. If you do, please check out Manscaped. If you don't, still check out Manscaped and enjoy what they have to offer. I just showered and used their body wash. I can't get enough of it. I used half of a bottle today. I just like the smell. I poured it into my eyes because I like it that much.
I don't think that's healthy, dude.
Use code BRING.
This
guy's got an issue. Use code BRING the juice for 20% off and free shipping. Code BRING the juice at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping. take care of your man parts, handle those family jewels, enjoy yourself, trim yourself up before the wedding. You guys were in my groomsmen. I was nervous. What was I using? Using my Manscaped. Guess what? The day turned out okay. Shout out to Manscaped for that one. Anyways.
Hey, can we talk about on the way to your wedding, the Phil Collins and the party bus? That was a...
Yeah, let's have a story time. Let's talk about what's happened.
All right, we'll get back to Fresno State. So what do you got to say, George?
No, I'm saying since we were last on, I got married, you got married, we went to Mexico twice, went to Italy.
Oh yeah, we let me hear. So your wedding,
sure.
What was like the moment that you're just like, I can capture that. That was the wedding to me. That was the moment.
Obviously,
answer, but it's your wedding. You go first.
We have the same answer, but I have to say something first. Obviously, when the doors open in the church and you see your future wife for the first time, that is a moment you can't take back. And I think any man who's ever been married and has had that like doors open, light shines, this is your wife experience with all the people you love, people you haven't seen in a while in the same room, looking nice, vibes are up. It is a moment you can't, you'll never be able to recreate that, right? Mm-hmm. Moments I can't ever forget, definitely, especially the inner circle of the groomsmen. Before the wedding, our wedding was at 1:00 in the church. So we had to start getting ready at like 10, got a little rowdy the night before, told the boys shower, meet at my room. We're going to start getting ready. Well, I'm a pretty confident guy. I would put myself in that category, but dude, it's your wedding day, man. Like a little nervous. You're not nervous she's going to bail. You're not nervous that anything bad's going to happen. Like you're just nervous.
Yeah.
You just
As you
are.
should. I mean, never done it before, obviously.
Yeah.
You've never done it before. It's new. I'm not nervous that people are gonna look at me. One of my nerves was I was gonna pass out in the church because it was so damn hot.
Oh,
but
dude,
the
mission,
dude.
It all worked out.
It all worked out. We need a little airflow in the slow mission.
The Padre kept talking a little bit.
A little long-winded.
He wanted the microphone, but
He needs to be on the pod.
Yeah.
no, he doesn't.
Be a 4-hour episode.
I was gonna say, but you know what? When all the groomsmen were fitted, and I wanted to have my wits about me, so we didn't get like super drunk before the wedding, nothing like that. But I was, and we like to have a good time, but I was very adamant about that. And I told the boys, we were like 3 hours out. We were tuxedoed up. My best friends closest to me in my life were right there, right? My brothers. And when we went around the horn, I was like talking about each specific person. Don't got to get into too much detail because the people that were there know. But that's a moment where you're just like, damn, like there's guys from different corners of the world who flew here. There's guys that we have our own personal connection and relationship with. And obviously your wedding is about you and your wife and your love forever. But to be able to have that moment with the boys that, was that personal was something I'll never forget. And I hope when my brothers get married, when Kyle, you someday get married, I know I took a page out of George's book off of this. You got friends in your life, and I think we're so numb to telling each other like, hey man, like obviously we like to shoot the shit and give each other crap. I love you, bro. But to really be like, dude, I honestly do like care about you. Like I do actually have a relationship and love you. And like, Tim DeRuyter, say what you want about him. Best thing he said. And,
Truth and love, fellas.
hey,
It's about truth and love.
Tomorrow's the Lord's Day. Pick up the
Hey.
phone, call someone you love, and tell them you love them.
tomorrow's the Lord's Day. Tomorrow's Sunday. Pick up the phone, call someone you love, tell them you love them. It's not done
Great
enough today.
advice.
It's
Great
not. It's
time-old
it's
advice.
It's the one thing I will always take away from Tim DeRuyter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Was that George? What?
No.
What?
Your wedding, great time.
Yeah.
But the one moment I remember is you had 40 or 50 former teammates of yours that were at the wedding. And by happenstance, totally randomly, we all come together for a photo and then just we start singing I Got That Bulldog Spirit. And then the entire wedding's eyes, because of how loud it was, just come to us.
Yeah.
That sticks
What
in
are
my head.
those guys
Yeah.
doing? Yes. Savages.
I gotta say one thing Tedford did say, because he had a good time.
Oh, yeah, he
He said it's so awesome that you guys are that close.
Dude.
And I do believe that for our class, our era is very close.
Very tight knit.
And I'm gonna also I'll triple down on myself to say this. I had Terry Toomey on last week. I'm involved with the Bulldog Foundation now. I know a couple of our other buddies are now involved with the collective. We're mid-20s. Like, we're young. We're pretty fresh out of the game.
Me and Kyle are later.
Later,
We're
hey,
27.
bro, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's mid. That's mid. But what I'm getting at is, like, we're passionate about this still. A lot of these guys stayed in the Valley. We got Deshaun Potts. Dude's not from the Valley. You think that guy's leaving?
Coaching Valley football.
Coaching Valley football.
Coaching the Bears.
I'm saying, like,
Go
Aaron
Broncos.
Mitchell, guess what? Went away for a little bit.
Came back.
Back. There's
Shout
a
out-
few
shout out
more.
the collective.
Frankie, watch the next 4 or 5 years. More people are going to come back.
Keyshawn Johnson. Yeah, he's grinding for the Buffalo Bills right now. Guess what? Guess where his mail goes? Fresno, California.
Yeah. That's what's so cool to see is like all these guys from out of town come to the Valley, come to Fresno State, play football, play athletics, do whatever, and then a lot of them maybe they go back for a little bit, but a lot of them end up staying here.
Yeah.
And the connections that they make and the community that we have.
It's awesome to have. It's awesome to see. I hope we keep it going. And we've always said this, like, if not us, then who?
If not now, then when?
If not now, then when? I don't know. George, what else?
What's that? What else are we talking about?
So I had something I wanted to dive into slightly. So, Kyle, I have a list. I screenshot it on my phone. It is the best. Okay, so we love sports, right? We're pretty big sports guys.
Something
Give or
like
take,
that.
give or take.
Something like that.
Before we get into that, do you guys like really good sandwiches?
Yes.
Love them.
Have you ever checked out this restaurant called Dervos Deli?
Oh, they got the Game Changer.
Ooh.
You've heard of the Game Changer?
Oh, love the Game
Game
Changer.
Changer.
So if you haven't heard of the Game Changer yet, I highly recommend it. Dervos Deli, they have this sandwich. It's called the Game Changer. We named it at a Bring the Juice tailgate before a Fresno State football spring game. It's absolutely electric. The best atmosphere. It's the top restaurant in Fresno. It's not even close. Affordable, delicious. They're detailed. They put a little love in there. And it's just a good vibe. It's reasonably priced. It's the place to be. Check
And
out
if you don't want to leave the house, they're on DoorDash.
Oh, I heard it here first. Check out Dervos Deli. I got some merch for you guys, by the way. Dervos merch. But talking sporting events, Kyle, I feel like we had a good thing. George, I'm going to circle you in this, but there's so many big things now that, I got 2 little brothers to play for Fresno State. So I'm going to Fresno State home games and away games. Doesn't matter. I'm going to Purdue. I'm going to ASU. I'm going to most of those other ones.
See you there.
Good. I am in the position where I want to do, and Kyle, we talked about it. I'm not a big trip guy, but I want to do one big sporting event a year. So I'm going to rip off this list, and let's talk about what we're going to do next and which one we maybe missed because we weren't mature enough at the time. Okay?
We're ready.
Okay, ready? We need to go to a sumo wrestling tournament at some point, like a legit
Absolutely.
one.
Like
Over
out of
Japan.
the country?
Out of country.
Oh, yeah, we
out
have
of
to go to
country.
Japan.
Out of country. We go to Japan and
It's
do
got to
the
be during
sumo.
winter so we can ski.
Okay.
Auburn versus Bama. Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl.
Let's go.
You have to.
Yeah.
I want it to be at Auburn?
Yes.
Yeah.
My cousin went to Auburn and
We played at Bama already.
yeah,
Yeah.
So see
exactly.
something
We gotta but it would be cool,
be cool to go back.
It'd be cool to go to Tuscaloosa.
What do they
and go as
call
a
them?
fan.
Yellow, not Alabama Slammers. What's their drink?
I don't know.
Whatever.
The only thing I remember for the Alabama, the coolest thing was the visitor locker room was like the something M. Fail was his last name was
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
And it was like,
heard
we'd like
about
to
that. I
thank him
remember
for
that.
his generous donation
We
for
could've
naming
put
the
anything
visitor.
else.
Yeah, he wanted to have the naming rights to the visitor locker room.
Also, I will give them I don't want to get into the Alabama game. We'll have another hour podcast off that. But I will say when they sang Dixieland Delight, their original version, it was awesome. That's a cool. Kentucky Derby.
Oof.
Guys,
That might be next year.
Yeah.
I think we need to save up a little capital for that. You can't half-ass the Kentucky Derby.
No.
Oh, so we're okay.
We need we need the pastel suits. I need the hats.
Seersucker.
The girls need that bigger hats. you gotta bring at least $500 to go all in on
more
some
than that.
sort of a bet.
More than that.
I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Talladega, that's more our speed
That's
right
more
now.
our speed, yeah.
I can do that. Is
Hey.
it Henderson? Get him out there.
Daytona's up next, both of them.
Both of them.
But I want to go RV in the center.
We need to like buy a Winnebago, like just like the cheapest Winnebago that we can find, like a
All in.
70s Winnebago, drive it across country,
We do need to drive it to cross country.
and then we'll just sell it in Florida and fly back.
I think Red Sox, Yankees,
Yeah.
Yeah.
full series though.
At Fenway.
At Fenway.
At
It's got to be
Fenway.
at Fenway.
It's gotta be, and we're Sox fans for the day.
Okay.
I've been a Sox fan, dude.
This is Kyle. This is us. This is 2019. Montana State versus Montana. I almost played at Montana State. That's a big game.
You've talked about this game before.
Didn't
a big-
Cooper went to Montana State, right?
Yeah, and Harry. Big. It's a big game, man. It's a little. I don't know. We don't have to.
I'll skip that one.
OU Texas Red River rivalry.
Texas State Fair, dude. Oh,
I have a cousin who actually is going to start attending OU this upcoming year. So I have a reason now. It just has to be during a Fresno State like.
I am surprised you mentioned Iron Bowl and then the Texas rivalry.
Does that mean I miss a Fresno State game?
No, but Ohio State, Michigan.
Can I finish my
Okay.
list?
Why is that at the bottom? Why is that at the top?
There's no order here.
Okay.
Okay.
by the way, isn't Fresno State playing in Michigan in a couple years?
2024.
Next year, I already got my flights.
don't
This is
think
how old
that's
this. This is how old this list is. It says Patriots versus Redskins, but only on Thanksgiving. It's Patriots versus Redskins or Cowboys, but only on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving Day NFL game that'd be a cool.
But I would need I don't want to watch Lions Panthers. I needs to be like the Cowboys, Patriots, or
Well, the
Commanders.
two teams you know are going to play on Thanksgiving are Lions, Cowboys. So we don't know what Patriots, Redskins might not happen.
Let's
ever.
backtrack. Cowboys game on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cowboys Eagles game
I'd go.
Ooh,
I'd go.
in Philly.
In Philly.
Phillies are fun, dude. Being
We're definitely Birds fans for that game.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Fly Eagles, fly.
I'll
baby.
get an Eagles tattoo.
When I was in with Sean, so when I went out to Philly to get my hip surgery, I'm out there with Sean, the trainer. Dude, we went to
This for
Chicky
the
and Pete's
Double doink game.
the double doink game in the playoffs, and like
remember that.
the whole city is at Chicky and Pete's and watching the guy with the Eagles hat.
Yeah.
you know, you saw that on, like it was all over Twitter. He's there, like dude, this place is rocking. Being there for the double doink, you would have thought they won the Super Bowl. I can't even imagine that city after a championship, because that just after that game, it was insane.
It's like Mad Max.
March Madness Final Four, but we have to go to the whole Final Four.
Yeah.
So they all play them in the same
Yeah,
building,
One gym.
right?
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
cool
One
yeah,
gym.
and it's
It's bang 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 bang. It's like
Yeah.
it's like what 3 or 4 days total
yeah, no,
because it's semis and then there's a day then the championship.
yeah.
Harvard Yale.
Yeah.
The birthplace of football, but I don't need to see it. I'd rather go to Army Navy.
Can I just finish this? Michigan Ohio State, of course.
I
Want it to be at Michigan though.
Yeah.
one of my
Big house.
so Oki Andrew he just moved to Columbus, and he wants me to come out for a Ohio State game. That would be
Penn State whiteout.
Can I just finish the list, George? Every single time Fresno State plays Boise, we must attend.
Okay.
I don't care where it's at.
Okay.
The World Cup someday.
someday.
It's coming to the U.S. pretty soon, right?
Is it?
Yeah, down the road. When the Olympics are in the U.S., we got to go down to L.A. We should book those tickets now. Manchester United versus Chelsea / a big soccer game in Europe.
Yeah.
Tour de France,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup, but the entire series. We got to have some skin in the game.
How you're going to travel back and forth with the
Dude, did you see that? Like,
That's a long. That goes.
Vegas to Florida flights, dude? That would have been an expensive Stanley Cup. Now.
okay, $30,000. Wimbledon,
Yes.
little tennis,
Yeah.
the Masters.
Okay, I was hoping you got there. I didn't want to spoil that.
Come
one.
on. That might be coming up too.
Well, before that, I've never been to Waste Management.
That'd be.
I've been a pro-am.
I think next year's waste management.
Wait, next year, yeah.
I think we are waste management age.
I think we're old for it.
We're
No.
old, yeah. That's
No,
we're
we're right on
younger
par. We're right on par.
We're old.
We
No-
can
no
afford
pun
an Airbnb.
intended.
We can split an Airbnb. We're gonna wake up early enough to run the 16.
And I think that runs the same weekend as the Super Bowl, so we can just watch Super Bowl in Scottsdale.
That's like this last year. It was all in the same
Yeah.
weekend, right?
and the Super Bowl was in Scottsdale, so
Yeah.
shit was
Yeah.
double whammy.
Well, in Phoenix, but yeah.
I put big fight down. It used to be anytime Conor McGregor fights, and Conor McGregor is fighting Michael Chandler. I think we have to go.
That might be it.
I went to the Conor McGregor Poirier fight. It is really cool, but to get the whole experience, you have to get good seats. Because if you get bleeders, it's a small cage, small fighters.
Can't see
You know,
anything.
out there.
You can't hear
You
the
need
punches or
binoculars
anything.
out there.
George,
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot. How much you think tickets would be for good enough seats to go? Plus 500.
4 or 5 grand.
Yeah, at least.
All right, we'll watch that on
Be able
paper.
to watch it, actually.
We'll watch that
Yeah.
on pay per view. It probably doesn't hit the same as it once did, but we need to go to Duke, North Carolina basketball game at some point.
Well, with Coach K being gone, but yeah, when they were both good.
Let's wait a year when they're both ranked like 1 and 2. Gotta be in there. Monaco Day Prix.
Grand Prix.
That's F1, right?
Yeah. Monaco Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah, that's the next one.
And what about the F1 Las
In Vegas,
Yeah.
Dude.
same weekend. Dogs play at San Jose State. Might be able to miss that one. Monaco and Vegas. That's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Dude.
I feel
was
like that's one of those ones where you're like, we have to go to that, but we gotta go. We gotta get it now.
Yeah.
We gotta get in now. Are you in? We
Yeah,
going?
I'm in.
Oh, we're going.
Never mind.
What?
I mean, I'm going to have kids. I'm hoping to have kids soon. I'm like, and
We better get these in, dude.
Yeah, we better get
in.
these in quick.
A New Zealand
busy
rugby
summer here.
game. A New Zealand rugby game.
Dude, and New Zealand, South Africa, dude. Go down.
Let's go.
Who
Show you the homeland.
we have to root for South Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
USA versus
Springbok.
Canada in hockey.
Oh, yeah. How about that? What about? I'm gonna add one to
Dude, Mexico USA.
Mexico USA soccer.
Soccer?
They're going after each
Yeah.
other.
Dude,
you
I'm
see
not gonna lie.
that?
I watched the little things here today. I'm not gonna lie.
That
little-
fired me up.
Hey,
Fired me
if
up.
I was on that USA team, I'm throwing hands.
Oh, dude.
Hands.
Dude.
El mano, señor. No,
Dude, that was
I'm
that
not
was
gonna-
intense. The guy with the ripped jersey, dude, that was
I'm not
I
trying
like
to call
that.
out an entire country right now. Mexico,
What's up?
you kind of being soft, bro. Punching dudes in the back of the head and but
You see all the fans throwing beer and stuff too? That they were like
Hey,
got a
Mexico.
little scuffle on the side.
Stay classy, Mexico. What?
Hey, what's the aren't they planning college games in Mexico City too?
I
Oh,
did-
the
I
Big
did hear
12 is trying to do that because
Yeah,
they're
Trying to expand
TV
the
money. They need eyeballs,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is honestly a smart move.
Oh yeah, because the NFL plays how many games? in Mexico, is it just one?
They
or-
play one, but like 4
one
or
in
5
Mexico.
international a
Yeah,
year.
there's they're
Yeah.
like Germany and all that.
But like if SEC is making big moves, Big Ten's doing their thing with adding bigger teams. Like
Right.
if you're Big 12, why not play in Mexico and get more eyeballs and get some fans?
Who's the Notre Dame's playing? Who
In Ireland.
In Ireland. Ireland.
It's like Northwestern or something.
they always play them. No, dude, Beecher played
Notre
in
Dame's playing somebody in
Australia.
Ireland.
Beecher played Notre Dame in Australia.
That would be.
No, Beecher played Northwestern Australia. That was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last one is Army Navy, and I think that realistically is the next. That's next because guess what? We don't miss a Dogs game. We don't miss a bowl game.
Because late. Right?
It's its own weekend. Is Army Navy. My grandfather's Army, so I'd have to go Team Army. But they're neutral sites the next like 6 years because they sell out their stadiums.
Oh yeah.
And next year, I believe, is in. It's at Gillette,
Ooh.
Okay.
which would be kind of
That'd be kind of
freaking
sick. Yeah.
Kind of nice.
So what else am I missing?
Oh, you got a lot of them. You didn't mention. I mentioned Penn State whiteout earlier.
Penn State Whiteout, I agree.
Well, that's a lot of college football in there. Jeez,
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of all the sports in my head right now.
We that list is good. That's enough for you to
few years now.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a few years.
I'm just thinking
If you
big
got all
rivalry.
that done in one lifetime, like dang, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah.
That's what
hard to
that's
do,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, the big fights throughout the years, like those will vary. I do want to go to a McGregor. How many McGregor got left in them?
Not many.
Dude, this might be.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
If he loses this one, that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember early days of Fresno State when Nate Diaz fight
The
McGregor
first Nate Diaz Conor McGregor fight at your parents'
at my
house
parents'
in the
house
basement
in the basement.
with Zach Greenlee, a Stockton native. Stockton. Oh man,
Dude.
that was hyped because all of us were like, "Oh yeah, Conor's gonna win." Who's this Nate Diaz guy? Then all of a sudden, oh, it was crazy.
Or when they ordered the fight, the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather boxing match.
Oh, for the
us.
team?
Yeah,
Fall
for
camp?
the team, and because it was during fall camp.
Yeah,
Yep.
that got rowdy. There's a lot of arguments going on.
Last thing I want to discuss is Fresno State, though. Tedford came in, changed the culture for us. My senior year, got a little sick. We didn't have the season we wanted to. He removed himself from the team, came back. They're kicking ass again. What's the culture of the Dogs? What's Fresno State's culture?
Yeah.
What is the brand of Fresno State though, defined by both of you? George, you first.
Well,
this
the
time.
brand that's always been explained to me and from watching Fresno State growing up was we'll play anybody, anytime, anywhere. And Pat Hill always said the guys in red helmets, they don't run away from anybody. But I think the next step for us is we've always been successful, and then the next year is a drop.
Right.
For case in point, 2018 we win the Mountain West. 2019 your senior year, you win 4 games.
Right.
Then last year they won the Mountain West. Hopefully this year we continue to build and have sustained success, similar to the. Sorry, I mentioned this, but the Boise States of the conference,
Sure,
who just year after year continue to win games. We need to reach that.
Consistency.
Yeah,
That's what's key here.
Do you? And I had Terry Toomey on the pod. Great guy. Hope he's continuing to kick ass for the Dogs. Do you think they're and I had people just kind of say this devil's advocate almost. We want to go to the Big 12 or the Pac-12, right? We want to go and kick everyone's ass and continue to win conference championships and bowl games. The landscape of like NIL has really changed the game. And
Shout out Aaron Mitchell. Shout out the Bulldog Bread
shout
Collective.
out to all these guys. But it's one of those things now where I don't want to say be careful what you wish for, but somebody kind of put a scenario in my brain. I think this is a good platform for us to discuss, where you want to do all these things, but let's say we go and start playing against Baylor and West Virginia and Kansas and blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying we don't have the money they do, because I think we do have it. It's just not out there yet. It's going to take some time to get earned up there. But let's say all of a sudden, okay, we're bottom tier because we're new to the conference no matter what. Our budget is X for NIL. Just let's say we get in the Big 12. Is that budget, how much is it going to boost because we're now in the NIL? Like, I don't really know. And is it going to put us in this situation to where we all of a sudden can't recruit enough because we don't have $100,000 at will for all these, 3-star, 4-star recruits?
The school will make money regardless because of the Big 12 TV contracts are far more than what we make in the Mountain West.
But we will be able to excel is what I'm saying.
It'll take time, but like TCU used to be a Mountain West school. Look, they went to the College Football National Championship last year.
Yeah.
These things just take time and with the right person in place to get the kids to come here. But even with the
Utah
NIL
was a Mountain
landscape,
West school.
Yeah.
like we have, we have kids that transfer out, like Evan Williams goes to Oregon.
Sure.
But there's also kids who go to Pac-12 schools who are like, hey, it's not working out for me. Let me go try it out at Fresno State.
Well,
so the sword goes both ways.
Right.
And plus, when being pulled up to a bigger conference like that, you're gonna have a higher level of pool of recruits that are going to be interested in coming here, because so you're going to be able
at
to,
that tier now.
Exactly.
Hey, I went
So,
Big 12. Hey, I
exactly.
went Pac-12.
Exactly. I can go play against those Big 12, Pac-12. I can go play against those brand names. That I'm in that conference now. I can go prove myself, and I get to stay in California. I get to stay a little bit closer to home.
Yeah.
Than going out to maybe like a Washington State or
Right.
a West Virginia, like you said, or something like that.
Before we ask the last question, if you want to perform like the pros, eat your pistachios, eat those nuts, kids. If you want to get a good source of protein, excel, and win championships, eat nuts, eat pistachios. Shout out to the American pistachio growers. Guys, I saw an article about San Diego State today announcing they're in the search of a new conference. Really, if you read the fine print, it's them saying like, we're not going to be in the Mountain West anytime soon, but nothing's announced. Once you think the first, because realistically it's Fresno State, Boise, and San Diego, someone's going to make a move first on this conference realignment stuff. Once somebody goes, do you think we'll go in twos? Do you think like if San Diego leaves, will Fresno or Boise leave with it? Or San Diego could leave and now we have an odd number and someone else has to come up? What do you guys think is going to happen on that sense?
That's just a numbers. I don't know what the Big 12 president wants to do or what the Pac-12 president, what they have in mind, but it would just be a numbers game in my opinion. If you want an odd number of teams, you want an even number of teams.
Of course. So who's more paired up, Fresno and Boise or Fresno and San Diego?
I think
geographically.
I think San Diego State's the outlier here.
Yeah.
And I think they just built that new stadium. They just went to the Final Four.
It's not that great though.
No, it's not. But it's
Dude, people don't like the new stadium.
But the thing is, San
because
Diego,
the no shade thing.
There's
But-
no shade.
no, but
it only holds like 25,000.
we're talking from a football perspective. San Diego State also brings basketball.
Yeah, Final Four.
Final, you know,
That's
we want it, but you know
huge.
what though?
Huge.
I talked to Terry on the podcast. We won a natty in baseball in 2008. We're still riding that.
Yeah.
We're still riding that. Mm-hmm. When's the last time San Diego State had a natty? I don't think it was 2008.
but it's a more of like, what have you done lately kind of thing.
Yeah.
Got a natty.
Nebraska was a national champion in the 90s. Like
I brought that up on the episode too.
Remember you go to when we played in Minnesota? I remember looking up and they're like national champions in the '60s. And like,
How long can you ride the coattails of a program winning a natty?
Well, it takes good stewardship, and I think Terry
1
is.
year.
Yeah,
1 year.
I think
That
it
is it.
depends on the school for sure.
Yeah.
Like
well, that's why it's so important to get one of these. conferences.
Texas won the natty in what 2005?
Yeah, 5. Well, it was 2006 because it was a New Year's game.
Okay, so 2006.
Is that Vince Young?
Are they
Yeah,
still
Rose Bowl.
riding? Are
Rose
they
Bowl.
still
Great
riding
One of the
that?
greatest games of all time.
Are they still riding that?
No, Texas. That's the biggest debate is whether
Yeah.
can't Texas. They're supposed to be,
Yeah,
they're supposed to be back.
But I'm
and
saying Texas keeps
they're
saying
fighting for
we're
it.
back, we're back, we're back. Colt McCoy, we're back. All these guys were back.
Colt McCoy. That's it.
that's it. I haven't
Is
heard that
there-
name.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
But I'm saying Colt McCoy was the closest to Texas
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
they got
No.
smacked by Alabama, but they were close.
But but even Bama players have admitted like, hey, we would have lost if Colt McCoy stayed in the game.
yeah,
I'm saying how long are you allowed to ride the coattails of a national championship?
if you're a brand like Texas, not that long. If you're like TCU, say TCU won it this year, you can ride that thing for 15, 20 years, in my opinion. It's not like Alabama's riding their championship in 2012.
So you guys, we could all agree at this table, Fresno State and Boise are going together somewhere.
We'll see, because the problem is that like the Mountain West and Boise are pretty synonymous. That's a partnership that's been around for a long time. They've been
I want to say
Well,
the
let's think about it
Smurf
this
turf
way.
is also
Let's go back to the
contracted.
WAC. Did Boise and Fresno State leave the WAC together, or did Boise go to the Mountain West first, and then following a couple years later, we went?
I think the WAC.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I think the WAC dissolved and they all kind of.
They all went at the same time?
Yeah.
I think they all went at the same time. But I'm saying, and I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the Mountain West and Boise have some sort of a contract about the Smurf turf. Because that went down in the Smurf, and when we went, that went down with the Mountain West. I think it was like a contingency of some sort. So if you're Boise State and Big 12 says, hey, yeah, you could come to us, but you got to get rid of the blue turf, what do you say at that point? If
You adapt or die.
right?
You
Yeah.
grow or you die.
Yeah.
you still do it, but I'm saying the Smurf turf, if Boise doesn't have the Smurf turf, I bet you the winning percentage is down. Like, it's down a percentage.
It's not
It's-
even the.
it
It's
is
not even the
significant.
color. It's the quality of it.
I
It's like-
understand
it's
that.
horrible quality, but like playing there, especially like night or day, it doesn't
disgusting.
matter. But when you're like looking at guys in
They're
blue,
wearing all blue,
when
it's
you're
hard.
all blue uniforms matched with the ground, like the turf. It's hard. It plays a trick on your eyes. And I can only imagine for quarterbacks like Jake or Marcus when you're throwing to guys,
There's DBs out there.
you don't know who's who because you're blending in with the turf.
I am just
Where'd he come
saying.
from?
Yeah, where did Leighton Vander Esch? I didn't
guy
see him right there.
I think that it's going to be fun to watch this play out. I hope the Dogs have unlimited success. Last question: what do you think the Dogs' record is this year?
8-4.
Do they make a Mountain West championship?
Is it?
Yes.
Well, okay. So this year, it's the
9
first year,
and
right?
3.
It's not going to be Mountain and West sides. It's just all together, 2 best records.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think it'll pan out.
So it's good. Like, okay, boy, how good's Boise going to be? How good San Diego State going to be?
And then there's going to be one wild
How
card
good's Fresno State
between.
gonna be?
Yeah,
There's going to be one wild card between like Wyoming, Utah State, and Air Force. There'll be a wild card in there.
Yeah, one team like Air Force might be good or whoever.
Colorado State.
Colorado. I always thought when they built the new stadium when we were like 20, still playing.
Yeah.
I thought
Dude,
they were going here.
we
upward
played in the
trajectory,
last
and then
game
they
ever.
fell off.
Dude, Coach Skip was recruiting me at Colorado State. I was like, man, that might be. Dude, Coach Skip's pretty cool. They got the new stadium.
Okay, so
they had
That'd be
McElwain
kinda
there.
So you're 8-4.
I'm going to say 8-4, and they beat ASU. But we'll play a couple tough conference
Versus
games.
Purdue.
Ooh, Big Ten team. It's just hard to say.
Big Ten team who lost in the Big Ten championship last year, by the way.
Yeah.
So
A good.
8-4. Do they go to the Mountain West championship or not?
I'm going to say yes.
Do they win their bowl game?
We don't lose bowl games.
Whoa. Rid?
With class
integrity
With
and
class integrity and academic
academic
academic excellence.
Yes, they will.
Rid?
Yes.
What's your
3?
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I have confidence in you, but if he was at 8-4, I would have said 9-3.
10-2. If he said 10-2, I would have said 11-1.
So you think 9-3?
Dude, it's going to be really interesting to see how the quarterback situation, plays out through fall camp. It's always a battle. It's always, Coach Tefford, he's going to be pushing those guys hard. It's going to be, developing those guys, getting them ready, getting them sharp.
And Steven Comstock and Mac Dalena get all conference honors.
Ooh,
big guesses here.
I love it. I'm gonna go 10-2. They win one of the games.
Dude, come on.
Here we go.
You told me 7-5 before we filmed.
You said they might not win 5 games.
10-2. They'll win one of the games between Arizona and Purdue. They'll win one of those.
Wax,
at
Arizona.
least.
We're RVing down to Arizona.
At least
Grand
one
Canyon.
of those.
Grand Canyon.
And guess what?
Grand Canyon.
They're going to have a game, though. They're going to have a wake-up game.
And it's going to be a conference game.
In true Fresno State tradition.
It's going to be a UNLV game for us, or like Hawaii when
Nevada.
It's going to be they're going to have a wake-up game.
On the road.
Yeah.
They're going to have a wake-up game. But
Don't put that evil on them, Ricky
Yeah,
Bobby.
don't put that on even.
Come on now.
Hey,
I got confidence in the boys in every game.
me
But
too.
when it all
I'm
shakes
just
out, I
saying-
think 8-4.
I'm just going to leave us with one thing. It's hard to win a football game. String them together, it's tough. Boys, anything you want to say before we wrap this up? George, you first.
I can't wait to see this Comstock continue to go to the moon. This Comstock, this podcast. Sorry, Steven, your name was stuck in my head. I can't wait to see this podcast continue to grow and you have more and more events. This thing has gotten so much bigger than since I was on in episode 1, and I'm proud of you. And
Thanks, George.
Thanks for having us back.
I got Tom Brady and Michael Jordan coming up after you guys. Kidding. Rid, what do you
You're
got?
minority owner of the Las
Building.
Vegas Raiders.
How excited are you about that?
At first I wasn't, but now, you know what? We need winners in the building, and he's a winner.
Dude, I was shocked at your knee-jerk reaction to that. I was shocked.
All I saw was Tuck Rule.
Oh. Dude, I'm in much of the same way like George said, dude. The Bring the Juice brand, watching what you've done to grow it and champion the Valley and spread just the Frank Dalena energy in the way that you have, I love it. I can't wait to see what you do with it, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Proud of
Appreciate
you.
you. Guys, appreciate you guys for coming on. Appreciate you guys supporting Bring the Juice, the dogs, me personally. The boxing match, it's Bring the Juice at Table Mountain Casino, hosted by Gonzalez Boxing, July 15th. Proceeds go to the Juice Foundation. It's going to be electric. Do it for the kids. Come by, drink some beer, lose some blackjack, get a room, enjoy yourself. It's going to be a Valley night. I cannot wait for it. These guys will be here. There's going to be a lot of fights, couple maybe celebrity fights we didn't get into tonight because we don't know what's going to
Maybe
happen
some in the
yet.
stands.
Hey,
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Josh Hoka has his first professional fight for Bellator in August. So maybe next year, if we have this Bring the Juice fighting going on next year,
Yeah.
It'll be Bellator.
Can we get a little,
Josh Hoka.
Bellator fighting at Table Mountain?
Just know that Bring the Juice is confirmed on the shorts of Josh Hokett for his professional fighting career. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, leave 5 stars, support us. Guys, we're just trying to have good vibes. We're trying to be for the boys. We're trying to spread positive vibes. We're trying to be the best version of ourselves we could possibly be. Get after it. Get your piss hot. Fire me up. We'll see you next week. Great episode.
Let's go.
Bring the juice.